Hi everyone, really lovely to be here again tonight with such an amazing woman. Meet Maria. Yeah, you beautiful girl, you. So, okay, there's so much to tell you about this woman. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Like, I just find you so inspirational and so exciting what you're doing for women that have gone through domestic violence and, you know, that are in need of assistance in some way. So let's rewind and we'll go back to where you started.
Okay.
So we're looking at, from what I understand, you were involved in a domestic violence situation yourself.
Yes.
So that was
15 years ago now.
15 years ago. And how long were you with that person for?
I was in the relationship for 7 years, and it's just gone 8 years that I'm out of this situation.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
So, did you have children?
Yes, I had a daughter a year after I got into the relationship. Yeah.
And I know we've spoken about the whole domestic violence and how hard it was for you, and that your daughter was actually witness to a lot of it.
Yes, she was.
And you know how people always say some things like, why did you stay so long? You know, it's the same question all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking that of you because I know how hard it can be to get out of a situation like that.
Yes.
And you really have to plan things.
You do, and with kids it's so much harder.
Yeah, and you've got to be in the right frame of mind to get through it. So
Yeah.
don't be hard on yourself if you are in a situation like that and you are finding it really difficult to get out of. I mean, we all have aspirations of being happy and getting out of a situation, but you have got to do it a safe way too, and that's so important, isn't it?
Very safe.
You know,
Yeah.
you've got to
Very
think about
important
that,
to
and
do
especially
that.
when you've got children.
Yes.
So you went from that 7-year relationship, and that was pretty hefty
Yes, it
domestic violence, I believe, like
Yes.
from what our conversations have been.
was. Yes.
So you survived that and you got out of that situation. How old was your daughter then?
She was 7.
So 7. And was she like affected by the whole thing?
Yes, she's still in counselling. She's been in counselling since we've left the situation, and she'll probably be there for a bit longer because she's still very traumatised. She suffers anxiety and depression, which is part of what she's been through with domestic violence. So, yeah, it's hard on her. She's now nearly 15, and yeah, it's really affecting her life. It's really impacting.
But I mean, you've done a wonderful job by, you know, looking after her and making sure she's got counselling and that she gets through it okay, because that is really important.
It is really important.
You know, and especially at that age, being a teenager,
Yeah.
you know, the impact is quite amazing, isn't it, on their little lives?
Yes.
So then, if that wasn't enough to have to go through,
Yeah.
you had quite a few situations in your family with cancer.
Yes, we have.
So can you explain to me who they were? And
Yes, of course. I always say I'm very blessed. I had 2 beautiful fathers. My stepfather, who passed 2 years ago, I helped my mum nurse him for 4.5 years. He had terminal cancer. So he passed, and about 3 days after we buried him, I was told I had cancer. And that was a really big shock. I just thought I was tired. I'd been helping mum, so I just thought I was just run down. But I kept checking with my GP. I did all the things. So if I can say to any women out there, please always have your pap smear checks. Uterus cancer is not picked up by pap smears. So if you think something's not right or you're just unwell for a long time, please always get a second opinion.
so how did they pick it up then?
So what they did, I went and saw a gynaecologist, and they did a biopsy into the area. We'd had scans done. I actually had some cysts there, and they didn't think they were doing anything. But yeah, they just thought this is not right with all the symptoms that I'd had, with period and things like that. And so they went in and did a biopsy. And
so they were your symptoms that you had, like you?
Yep, just really
your
run
menstrual
down.
cycle,
Yeah,
and you
it
were
was
just
all out of whack.
Yeah.
Just very, very tired and lethargic. But I just thought I was run down, you know, helping nurse dad. It did take its toll on all of us. And that's all I thought it was, but it wasn't. It was my body telling me there was something wrong.
And your mother's a survivor of cancer
She
too.
is 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Had breast cancer twice.
Twice?
And to make it really horrible, 5 days after I was diagnosed with my cancer, my beautiful natural father is terminally ill with cancer, and he's going through it now. We just wait for that call every day to say that he's not going to be here any longer with us. So, yeah,
Oh,
we don't like cancer in our family. It's horrible.
No, well, none of us like
No.
cancer, you know, like,
Yeah.
and look at, you've still got a smile on your face, and
You have to. It's the
Yeah.
only way you get through
is that
it.
your secret of getting through it, is
Through
to
all my
be happy?
Yeah, is to just think positive.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I was told I had cancer, I went into that, why me? I didn't talk to many people for a couple of days because I was just so sad. I thought I was dying. And then I thought about my little girl. You know, I thought, what's going to happen to her if I die? I know I've got family, but I was worried about, you know, the situation that she'd been through. How is she going to cope now? She's going to lose the mum. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put my big girl panties on, as we call it, and just be very strong and positive. And I know that got my mother through, because when Mum got her breast cancer, they told us we only had her for 6 months, and we've had her 23 years later.
Oh,
so,
that is awesome.
yeah, so I think being positive, and I know with my stepfather, and please look, I'm probably over talking, but with my stepfather, and we called him Poppy, they gave us 6 months with him too, and he lasted 4.5 years. So
Wow.
I think if you stay strong and positive, that can
And
get you
embrace
to-
the time that you've got, instead of
Yeah.
worrying about how little you've got. Embrace what
Exactly.
you've got and make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it?
It is.
So how old was your daughter when all this happened, when you had the cancer? How old was she?
So 2 years ago. So she was
Oh, wow.
13. Yeah.
Just 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm going to have my 2-yearly scan in April the 1st. So fingers crossed that it's all going to go great. And yeah.
So, you know, if you've got symptoms, you know, if you do feel run down, I know a lot of us, like even me, I know that I'm running around trying to do everything,
Yeah.
and, you know, you get really tired, and I think, I'm just tired, and I'm tired, and I'm tired. Well, you know, if it continues,
Go and have it checked
yes,
out.
go and
It's
have a
not
check.
normal.
And girls, get your pap smears done.
Yeah.
I know yours wasn't detected through the pap smear,
Yeah.
but, you know, it's a really important test that every woman should
They
keep up.
should. I know we don't like it. It's
No.
not the best thing to have, but you know
No.
what? Let's do it. Same with breast cancer. You know, we hate going and having mammograms, but you know what? If that saves your life, that little bit of discomfort for those few minutes is really, really worth it. So yeah.
And there's just so many facets of things and so many questions I want to ask you, and it's like, you know, rah, 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 rah. So you're actually a chef by trade.
Yes,
All right, so you had a restaurant?
I did. I've had a couple of restaurants.
Ah,
Yeah.
and what sort of restaurant do you, like cafe style? or-
No, I had a Chinese Malaysian restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And then I
That's
went
cool.
in with a girlfriend, and we
Yeah.
had a cafe by the river. So that was more just basic food. And then we had the one where I was robbed at. That was just pub food, but I can do a la carte and all that sort of work. I used to work out west for the second richest rural man in the world. I was his personal the person that looked after his homestead and cooked meals, so I used to do a lot of a la carte and that sort of stuff.
Why not come earlier and have a meal with you? That's a bit silly.
I love to cook, but I haven't been back in the trade since the robbery. I just couldn't face it.
All right, so
I
let's
did try.
let's go to that.
Yeah, please.
Because, you know, that's a really traumatic experience. You had, I mean, after everything else that's happened in your life, and you've still got that beautiful smile on your face.
Try.
Like, and you're just so jovial and just so welcoming and warm and beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of people would have just gone, I want to give up.
I did want to do that a lot of times.
Yeah.
I've fallen to pieces where I just thought, I can't do this. But I believe having counselling, I have a beautiful counsellor, and she has been my support person all the way through my journey of what I've been through.
And I mean, it's so available to people now, because
is.
you can get the I mean, the government gives you so many, like 10
free,
is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
10 free visits, yeah.
Yes, for mental health, which is a great thing to do. And all you've got to do is go and see your GP and get a referral.
That's it. That's all you've got to do.
Just tell them that you need it. Like, they don't know. They're not mind readers.
Yeah, so you've got
to ask for it. Yeah. So, all right. So we're back to the hotel.
Yes.
All right. So, if it's okay with you,
of course. Yeah.
just describe to me what happened on that night, so I can paint the picture too.
Okay. So that night, I'd gone in. We were doing evening service. I had one of my girls in the kitchen working, and I had my little girl. She'd just come back from visitation with her father. I was going to drop her at a friend's place because we're only going to work till 8 o'clock. Sunday nights were always a short night. And she was playing out the front, I guess she was talking to a friend or something on her phone. I heard a commotion from the bar area, so my dining room was a little bit away from the bar area. And I thought, oh gee, that's loud noise. Anyway, in pub atmosphere, all the staff are always looking after each other. If you hear something that doesn't sound right, you normally go to check. So I walked out of my kitchen and Bailey was coming towards me, and next minute I saw across from here, I don't know how many feet you would say away, but I saw this person all in black, and they had a rifle pointing to the bar. And the worst problem is I had Bailey right there with me. Yeah, it was really hard. We didn't get hurt. Mentally we got hurt. Physically he didn't hurt us. But my fear as a mother, and I think most parents, any parents, having your child in front of you with, you've got a gunman there, he's going to target you. So all I did was put Bailey behind me. And I thought, well, if he's going to do anything, he'll go me first before her.
Was he on his own?
No, because the bar area was a bit around from us, there was actually 3 other people involved in it.
Wow.
So it was a big court case. It went to Sydney.
How long did that trauma, how long on the night was that?
It seemed to go forever.
Of course it would.
It went for about 20 minutes. When we went to court, they timed our O call. So what happened is that was going on in the bar, but we were across from it. I got Bailey and pushed her back into my kitchen where my girl was working as well, and I said, look, we're being held up. At first I didn't think it was real, because the man was...
you'd think that, wouldn't you? You'd just go, this can't be really happening.
But I knew by the rifle, that's why I was asked to go to the court case, because I could describe it so well. I actually have worked out west and we have used our rifles before. So I saw the way he was holding the rifle that he did look like he was going to fire. He had his finger on the trigger. So what I did was get Bailey inside, and other staff, we locked ourselves in, so we put ourselves into a lockdown position.
So they allowed you, that gunman allowed you to do that, to get into the kitchen?
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know what happened. So we got ourselves back into the kitchen and we got into a tiny little spot. We'd locked our door, so we were thinking, if you're going to come in, we don't know what was going to happen. But the police got us out, but we were on the phone for 20 minutes with the police. And I must say, my little girl, if I can say this, was the bravest girl, sorry. It was hard as a mum, because she sat there and she said to me, Mummy, I need to go to the toilet. And we were trying to be so quiet because we didn't know what was going to happen. And that little girl was so brave. And as soon as the police got us out of the room, the first thing she said, could I go to the toilet?
Oh,
so God, she's so gorgeous.
I love you. Thank you for...
Sorry, I cry.
You don't have to say sorry. You don't have to say sorry.
They got what they deserved. We did go to the courts.
Yeah.
So I can say
and
that...
what happened to them?
One got 15 years and the other one got 16 years.
Hallelujah.
They actually affected a lot of people in Newcastle. These guys were the ones that did the waterboard robbery at New Lambton, where the man got shot in the stomach.
Oh, no.
So they got done for attempted murder. The other 2 rolled over, which I think that's wrong, but you know, that's the way courts go. But we did get to put away for that amount of time. So
And they were customers, weren't they?
they were,
One was a customer?
no, they weren't. I actually, when I went to the court case, I was so scared it was one of our patrons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But when they couldn't tell me before I walked into the room. But when I walked in there, because they didn't have masks on them, see, they robbed us with, they were all in black with scary masks. So I can't deal with scary masks or things like that anymore. So we went to the court case, and I got to stand up and tell what had happened, what I'd seen and what happened at the event. And the worst thing was these people were allowed to get away with not letting the court and the jury hear our 000 phone call because it was too traumatic for the robbers. And that infuriated me, so I got a bit cranky. And so I was very lucky. The judge asked me would I like to give my opinion to the jury, and I guess I got my big girl panties on, as I call it, and I stood and spoke to them, and there was a couple of women and there was men there as well, and I just told them, how would you feel if you're a parent, how would you feel when you've got your child in front of you? Because I still have trouble living with that I blamed myself because my daughter was there. You know, if I'd been 5 minutes earlier, I would have had her out of the situation.
But there's always ifs, darling.
That's it, and that's what I'm working with the counsellor to deal with that, because I really feel so guilty that she was there and had to be traumatised like that.
And I mean, it's wonderful that you're doing the counselling.
Yeah.
You know,
it's amazing. I must admit, if I can recommend to people, if you're going through something, please get some counselling or some support.
Yeah, get help no matter what. Just get some help. Yeah. I've actually said this, you know, many times on the show that, you know, if there's a situation like that and you're in that bind where, you know, you don't know what to do, ring Lifeline.
That's it.
Ring any organisation that can put you onto the right people to help you.
Yeah,
because there are organisations out there and there are people out there that can help in any situation. You know, start at Lifeline, you know, because it doesn't matter where you are in Australia, you can always ring Lifeline.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's a wonderful service. So, wow. I'm just, wow. Yeah, and I can understand the guilt, you know, in a situation like that. I can certainly understand that. But know that you're an absolutely amazing woman and an awesome mother.
Thank you.
And so much so, viewers, that, you know, Maria did not give up, because then, to top it all off, you turned the negative into the positive. And you started an organisation called Survivors Are Us. So tell us about that, because to me, you know, like I've said, a lot of people would have just gone to ground, locked themselves away, never want to do anything, but all you want to do is help survivors.
That's all I set it up for. So we've got Survivors Are Us. Am I allowed to say the address?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're at Unit 1/3 Renton Street, Cardiff, in the industrial area.
That's New South Wales, Australia, by the way,
sorry.
because we have a lot of international viewers. So we don't want someone in England going to Newcastle and looking for your address, right, at Cardiff. So, yeah.
So we were really lucky. Before I got over to there, I was working with another organisation, which I won't make comment on here. But I went over to the Cardiff facility and I was managing it for them, and I felt that I wasn't getting the support as a DV victim, because that's what we'd set it up for, to help people. There was a lot of negatives. So anyway, the beautiful owner that owns our building...
You're going to tell us about the handshake?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Oh, yes. You've got to tell this story. It's just
so,
beautiful.
and he's probably watching tonight. So,
what's his
hi,
name?
Dennis Hodge.
Dennis Hodge. Thank
amazing
you
man.
From the bottom of my heart for doing what you have done. And I'm sure once everyone hears the story, there'll be lots of comments about this and thanking this man for doing what he did.
He's just amazing, and he's so humble, and he doesn't like me to give him all the credit, but look,
We are tonight.
we are definitely. We would have had to close the facility down because I didn't know how I could afford to have this facility because it's a huge, big place. And anyway, my safe zone had actually been found where I had been living in hiding. So I needed to get out of there. And my beautiful mother, because we'd just lost my stepfather, she asked me to move in with her. And so in the conversation with Dennis, he said to me, you know, what could you afford? And I said, well, I'll tell you. And I told him the amount. And he
Because you weren't paying rent anymore.
no,
because you
I was
moved in
going
with
to
your mum.
mum's. Yes.
Right, okay.
So anyway, he said, shake my hand, because I showed him the figure on the table, and he said, shake my hand. And I said, what do you mean? You know, because I wasn't expecting this. And anyway, we shook hands, and he gave us our facility for the first year half price, which was amazing. He doesn't realise how much work he's been let us do in the facility, because we wouldn't have been able to have it.
And he's made such a difference with so many lives.
And he's there
by doing
every
that.
day or every second day
Aww.
helping us, you know.
He's a big shout out for Dennis.
Todd,
Thank you,
yes,
Dennis.
thank you. We just love him. And his beautiful wife Anne, she's just amazing like he is as well. So yeah, so Survivors Are Us is my passion, and you can't shut me up when I start talking about it. But what I did was put everything in the facility that I needed when I was going through my domestic violence. So we put in counselling, we've put in food, clothing and furniture. So people can come in, and if they need help, we can do counselling there on site, or we can get them counselling off site. We have so many people come through our facility for
Because
help.
the thing is that when you're in that sort of situation and you have to leave suddenly, you've got nothing. You've got what you're standing in.
That's it.
So your facility or your organisation,
Yes.
Survivors Are Us Incorporated,
Yeah.
will assist someone in that situation.
Of course we will.
So they'll just turn
You
turn
can
up
turn
there.
up to our doorstep and we will help you. We will get you into wherever you need to get
Yeah.
into, like refuge, or we need to get the police in. Whoever we need to get in, we'll do that on site. So can I say this? Last week, just as some stats, we actually had 35 victims come through our facility. That's quite a lot of victims
In the week.
in a week.
Wow.
It's epidemic out there at the
Do you
moment.
know the stats since you started?
I don't. I can give you one month of stats of people that had come through the facility. It was 550 people in November that we'd helped with either domestic violence, homelessness, or just generally needing help in the community. So that's what we've done.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So many people. And I mean, you're only a small organisation.
Yeah.
So it's only just a little snippet of what's out there. There are
That's
so
right.
many massively big organisations that have thousands of people that they help. I mean, you can only do so much.
That's it.
And that's an amazing, it's just an amazing thing that you're doing. Like,
Thank you.
you're helping others that have gone through what you've gone through yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful part about it. And each and every night when I do these interviews, I ask my guests to look down the camera
Yeah.
and, okay, there's someone at home now that's watching this show
Yes.
that has been through one of the things that you've gone through yourself,
Yeah.
or maybe even 2 or 3 of those things,
Yes.
but they've gone through a similar situation or going through a similar situation right this very minute.
Yeah.
I want you to give them a heart-filled message, a message of hope. What would you say to someone like that? Just look at the camera and give them a little message.
I would say to you, please speak out. Please contact us or Lifeline. You can come through our Facebook page, through Messenger. We do get a lot of people that can't feel that they can talk on a phone to somebody. Please type us a message and we will get the help that you need. Look, I've only been speaking out about my domestic violence for 2 years now, but it's really helping me. It's making me stronger every day. So please, can I just say, reach out to somebody. There's always somebody out there that will listen.
Have we got a phone number? I'm just thinking, why not take the opportunity?
I have to
To
grab
get-
a card. Is that okay? Can I get a number? Isn't that bad? You're going to say I'm naughty, aren't I?
Bless.
No, you're right. So our number is 7108.
And it's 02.
02, I forget
And
that.
we're
Sorry.
in New South Wales, Australia. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a photograph of this and put this in the comments for everyone to see. They're just beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank
They're
you.
lovely,
We just
lovely
thought,
colours.
yeah, it was
and-
nice.
Okay, so we'll have that so you can actually read it later on. So, for me, I mean, every week I'm just blown out by the people that I interview because
Must.
it's just amazing what people go through, and they're willing to sit on this couch or on a couch and
Yep.
tell me their stories, and because it's about hope. It's about the fact that there is a little bit of hope out there, and don't give up, and no
Never
matter
give
what.
up.
Never give up. That's it. Know that that you are going to be okay. At the end of the day, you are going to be okay, and there are people out there that can help you. So, I mean, each and every week I have amazing people that support me and my journey. And here are just a few of them that I'd like to say thank you to. Kimmy Young, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And Kathy Hobbins, thank you. I really appreciate the fact that, you come here every time I'm on air, and you're all supporting this dream of mine too. So Kylie Quinn, thank you. Georgina Harry, looking good girlfriend, losing weight and just going fantastic, by the way. Trudy McGovern, thank you so much for joining me tonight too. And Larry Lowe, good on you, Larry Lowe. Each and every week I see that name come up there. I tell you what, thank you so much. And Beck Cassidy. Beck Cassidy is another awesome woman who's standing up right now. She is a voice for people that are fighting for the bus service that is causing such a havoc here in Newcastle in New South Wales, Australia. And good on her for doing what she does. She's an amazing woman. Karina Dendel, hi, how you going? I will get to meet up with you at some stage. Stacey Woods, thank you, Stacey. Tracy Armstrong, thank you, my darling, gorgeous cuzzy cuz. Thank you. Zenon Barr, thank you so much for listening. Shireen Lowe, thank you, Shireen. Brisbane, thank you, Brisbane. Reese Livermore, thank you so much, Reese. Sally Hoddle, Denise Martin, thank you, Denise. Amy Crossan, thank you. Amy was on this show some weeks ago, and she's there every week watching this show since then. And Jacqueline Williams, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Debbie O'Donoghue, Karen Humphreys, thank you, everyone. You're just amazing how you support us each and every week. I thank you. And from the bottom of my heart to you guys, when we're out on the street and you see our car zooming by, Tiana and I have got our magnets now, and you see on the couch with Kelly on the side of our car, I want you to toot, wave, scream, whatever. Let us know that you watch the show. That's what it's all about. So everyone, I'll see you next week, but thank you for supporting us, and no matter what, do not give up. Know that you've got help out there. Go and talk to someone, ring someone, you'll get help, and know that you're going to be okay. Thank you from me to you. Okay, good night.